I generally am bothered by this because I feel bad for him. I think he's just such a good goaltender. But Kasimir Kaskisuo released from the ECHL and the Norfolk Admirals. He played in Laval last season, did great, .915, .920 save percentage, played fantastic. Held out for the summer. I want to get an American League only deal. Didn't get it. Ends up sitting till, just shy of the new year, I think. And then I think his time in Norfolk may actually have been shorter than my time in Port Huron, which is hard to believe.
Yeah.
But played one game, didn't do great. But we were talking about this over coffee before we started recording. It's Coffees, sorry. Thanks, Dave. But it's so hard, though, and you have to feel for him. Yes, he's played 2 NHL games, draft pick, one of the best goaltenders to ever play in NCAA history. He's fantastic. All pro goalies are great. But when you sit at home on the couch for God knows how many months, you can only rent so much outdoor ice, skate in so many backyards, do so many training sessions by yourself, be up to snuff. And then when it comes time for game time, you're just not there. It's very difficult to do, and especially when you're coming on a PTO like him. Now, I'd be curious to have him in this chair and ask him, what did you do last year in Laval where he came in, set the world on fire, and did very well, to this time where, and if you saw the highlights, he didn't look great. He didn't look in control, squeaky goals through the arm.
He was rusty.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you're not afforded that opportunity. You need to come in and perform day one. Pro hockey is ruthless, and to go from playing 48, 50 games in the SHL, being the starter, to playing in the American League, to being released in the ECHL. I hope he gets an opportunity because he's a great goaltender. I really enjoy watching him because he's nasty, and there's things for me to pick up. I know I'm not playing as much anymore, but I really hope that
this is a cautionary tale where it's the old "What have you done for me lately?" And I understand he held himself to a very high standard. I get it, as you should. You absolutely should. But you also got to take the work when you can get it, and it shows what happens when, like you said, you can practice all you want. You can use all of the practice time, but you're not game ready unless you're playing games. And because of his age and because of his tenure and because of his stats, they got him on a very short leash, and they've got someone else waiting to go. And like you said, if you can't perform, what have you done for me lately? Okay, see you later. And they're not going to shed a tear watching him walk out. Now, it's unfortunate. I think he's going to come to the realization a little too late that, hey, maybe I should have looked over back in Scandinavia. Maybe I should have looked and gotten a gig earlier in the East Coast League. Maybe things would have worked out better, but to sit there and play the I woulda, shoulda, coulda game is not going to do him any good. It's unfortunate. It sucks, like you said. I think there are still offers on the table for him to play elsewhere, but I think sometimes a lot of players get into a situation where the family piece of the pie outweighs the rest of it, and that brings in a lot of decision making where it's, am I going to be a professional goaltender or am I going to be a family man? And that's a tough decision to make. But if you're going to be a goalie, if you're going to be a professional hockey player, then the family has to come, not necessarily second, but there's a 1A and 1B. And it's like, hockey continues, you come with.
Can I make a slight criticism? One thing that I've learned over the last couple of years is what you say and what you believe, even jokingly, will become true. So you'll notice with the videos that I've made the last couple of years, there is no more Trav Sucks promo code because I'm not even going to say those words because it's going to plant the negative seed in my mind. And everybody around me that I affiliate with is my biggest cheerleaders because I want people that are going to support me and work with me towards a goal, whether it's getting this podcast to do well, whether it's putting on some size in the gym, doing well as a goaltender, training mixed martial arts, anything I do, I want to be around people that are going to help me contribute towards the goals. Right? There's no sense having somebody dragging dead weight. Your family should be the biggest advocate for that. And again, I don't know him. I never met him. I would love to have him come down in the studio. I know we talked about it before. When I see his wife posting these Instagram reels where she's like poking fun at, I came to watch my husband and he was riding the pine. My husband got released. It was a short trip. He was only here from January 25 to January 25. Like, I just think to myself, she should be his biggest cheerleader. I love my husband. I'm excited to go see him play. Not, well, I got forced to go watch him play this weekend, or, oh, he's riding the pine again. It comes across very selfish, and I feel for him because I've been in that situation where I'm getting dished from Watertown, Motor City, Mississippi. I've been around the world doing this, not at the same level as him, but it's hard if you don't have that support system. And if your wife, your family, is not your biggest advocate, biggest cheerleader, it's going to make it really, really difficult. And I hope that she should be advocating for him and supporting him and putting no negative seeds of doubt in his mind.
Well, I think she is supporting. She's just doing it in a non-traditional way where she's kind of pointing out, saying like, hey, my husband's better than this, and he deserves better than this, and he shouldn't be on the bench. and she's kind of putting her foot down. And hey,
It's not her place to do that, though.
well, it's not for us to say. It's not for us to say. Their dynamic works in different ways. Like, look, you can look at Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, without Sharon, there is no Ozzy. She was the engine driving that force. So a lot of times, you need a buffer. You need a hype man or hype woman, and I think she's kind of doing it. And the way she goes about it is on her.
Well, let me be the one hype man out there, dude. It sucks. It's the business. I'm sure that it's just water off a duck's back. Is a duck's ass watertight, of course. And he's just going to let it move on and on to the next opportunity. Stay positive, better days ahead, and just keep working.
Always got to remember, it's show business, not show friends.
And there's nobody more ruthless than a general manager making cuts on a Monday morning, or I guess Tuesday afternoon. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. We do a new podcast every single Sunday during the season called Sling the Biscuit. It is a non-mainstream hockey podcast, so we talk about my hockey career, the minor pros, Spain, the Fed, you name it, all the stuff that you won't hear in the mainstream news.
Music,
Pop culture.
politics, a little bit.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.